Okay, this one's for Gabby. Way up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dare to, oh why can't well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue, and I see clouds of white, and the brightness of day. I like the dark, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them go. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, and the dreams that you dare to, why, oh why can't yeah.
Yeah, we'll start out with it. My daughter was an athlete. My brother was an athlete. Went undefeated at El Molino. Well, Pearl picked that right up. She was 9 aces in a row. That record will never be broken. Volleyball. Never be broken. I got a bunch of trophies up in my thing, and she just was an awesome person. And I said to Nova, like 10 years ago, I wanted to have another baby. Nova said, no way. and now we got another baby. And she's stiff as hard as Pearl, let me tell you. Pearl was a badass. What happened? No, we got to go pick her up a Kaiser. She got hit in the head with flashlights, got stitches. She said no problem with that. And she would fight outside the happy room. Like, what are you doing? Take this girl down. No, it's not legal. There's nothing legal in fighting. So she was very hardcore. And she was a very good mother. And she did very good with her baby. And that's all I got to say.
We love you guys. Would anyone else like to come to the front and speak? Don't be shy. New memories.
Yep.
Pearl's my niece, and I'm trying to just hold it together for you guys and for everybody. And thank you for coming. When I met Pearl, she was about 7 years old, and immediately we were like best friends. And we had so much fun together, and she was such a blessing in our lives. I really miss her so much. And she's here with us in our hearts, and will be.
Anybody else? Tony? Is Tony around?
Way hard for me.
Tony, you're going to be fine. You did a great job. Good
I just
first
came out here in
class.
2015, but somehow I put together everything really nice. I would like to open up first and foremost by attempting to gather the right verbiage that can explain, or rather express, my gratitude and wholehearted love from everyone in this time of loss and unfortunate tragedy of our humble and always so courageous and uplifting separation world. In many prayers sent above, may there be shared love memories and unforgettable precious moments we all have shared together with her. She will always, I have no doubt in my mind, be the hot topic and center of our conversations. If anybody knew Pearl to be an understatement, no matter what time, place, situation, problem, solution, or even in my situation, our addiction or illnesses, the high volume of her touchy and carry selflessness that never failed in the slightest to fill our hearts and spirits with such a unique yet divine sense of love for everyone. Literally, never having a single conversation with her before, easily unmistakable stereotype. And exactly what having said that, I remember the first time I reached out to Pearl on social media. I was going through a hard time, and I was thinking about this and that, but sorry for my special way of talking and writing. But when I sent that long ago first email on Facebook, I sat in a almost hypnotic feeling of poor self-worth, and I truly felt like I had just asked her for like the golden ticket or a huge help at the time of me begging for advice, and she helped me when she didn't even know me. Even to say things always get harder before they get better. While reading her message back, she didn't even know me or have a reason to respond, and she was supportive and little intelligent and inspirational. Pearl took her own tuition and was able to not only help me solve my problem, but help me calm down from my anxiety and my suicidal radiation at the time. Okay. She was able to lift my spirits in some unforgettable way. She gave me the strength to be a man up in life and reach goals rather than just make them. I got like 18 days I would bet on myself. Gave me the courage to do the 7K shot, actually. Pearl never had a dull moment, always so thoughtful, loving, and caring, and willing to do at times, give up whatever just to help somebody else, even if it left her with nothing. I'm so torn and at a loss of words, yet because throughout our friendship, since day one, she had taught me to love myself. Even at times I felt like she didn't really like me, she just tolerated me. When I was at rock bottom, her powerful words and energy helped me get through it in its midst and guarantee that the world will forever lack what was here. Because she's now in the upper room, unless through our each and own personal prayers, the ability to look past 1 stars and see the true beauty and worth is here. Pearl, you are missed daily and hope that you know you are loved and always thought of. I'm sorry.
Is there anyone else that would like to come up and share some memories of Pearl? There we go.
It's Karina.
So I got accepted into another family, basically, Nova and Jonathan and Pearl. And when I was a teenager going through a hard time, I would go to Nova's house and Jonathan's house, and they would always welcome me with open arms. I didn't get a little sister. She was the only thing that I had that was like a little sister. And I feel like I missed a lot of her life when she grew up and was past a certain point. I wasn't there. But since she was an infant up until she was about 13, I got to be there a lot and see a lot, and I loved her. And I missed her so much. And I know all of you guys do too. And I just wish we got more time with her. She was a very special person, and we all know how special she truly was and how she will be missed. Anybody else want to come up?
Very similar to Karina. I'm Desiree, by the way. Pearl was my best friend growing up. Jonathan and Nova had taken me in when my mom wasn't doing well. Pearl was my best friend. When you saw her, you saw me. We were together 24/7. Pearl had, taken a different path in life. But I was always there for her. I was always messaging her, making sure she was okay. When she needed help, I would, come by and drop her off some money. I loved her to death. I still do. I just wish the outcome for her was a little different. And Nova and Jonathan, thank you. I will always appreciate you guys taking me in when I was younger. Yeah, I love you guys so much.
Love you, Pearl.
Would anyone else like to come up and speak?
You're doing fine, I know. Doing fine.
So, Lil John and I grew up together, went to elementary school together, played on the same soccer team. So, he is my brother, she is my little sister as well. And I found out the news and immediately started crying. And just want to know that she's up there with Bubba and all the other guardian angels that we got. Love you guys. Thank you for coming out.
I think everyone knows I was Pearl's mom. I had Pearl when I was 2 months away from turning 18. I spent every moment with that girl. She has a great sense of humor. Just the light in my life. From the moment she was born, I was so happy, my little girl. I want to thank everyone for coming today, sharing the love and all the support, for always for her. And this is her daughter Ariella, if anyone doesn't know that. She loved being with her daughter. Oh my gosh. She just joy, pure joy, and just hated every moment when she was away from her. And she was one of those overprotective moms that, like, if Ariella wanted to be outside and she started to run, she would stop her from running because she didn't want her to fall. When she was learning to walk, she didn't want to let go of her hand because she was worried she was going to fall. She just didn't want to see anything ever happen to this beautiful little angel. Just as much as I did everything I could to protect her from this harsh world. We were always very close. We might have our arguments, but we always made up. All the way till the end, it was, I love you and I care about you. The last text I got was, I love you, Mom.
Goodbye, I love you.
And thank you everyone. I know she will forever be watching over all of us, especially the children.
I'll never forget this, how smart she is. Every time I leave that place, she says, goodbye, Grandpa, I love you. And Uncle, my son, bye, Uncle. She's so smart.
Oh, she is very smart.
Yes.
Hello, my name's Perry. I'm a friend of Teresa's. I never got a chance to meet her, but I want to take this moment as a learning moment, right? And if you know anybody struggling with addiction, ain't none of us perfect, right? And it's a serious thing, right? And it doesn't just happen, right? So we need to be kind to ourselves, right? But also see it and don't be afraid to tell somebody. Look at all the famous people that have all these, people that you go, well, why didn't they have somebody that tell them, that that's not good? Well, we're all people, and we all can do something. There's a book that I recommend for reading. It says anytime you've done something 30 days in a row, you formed a pattern that holds forever. So it's called sensuous or sensual drugs, and it talks about how drugs work on your brain. And in a way to where you realize that your brain has effects like your liver doesn't have a psyche. So what it does is it opens your mind on treatment. Most people, they don't realize what they're doing when they stimulate. All drugs go specifically to or pleasure centers in your brain. So my point is that if we all know somebody that's struggling with drug addiction, be patient and come with love and try to help. That's all I got to say. God bless. Thank you.
How are you doing today? Probably not that great, but I am Fred, and I'm Jonathan's brother. So Pearl is my niece. So Pearl always seemed to me to be quiet. She didn't have much to say, except for when she had something to say. And when she had something to say, she said it. And it was very cool seeing that come from somebody who was so quiet. So she was really full of it. She really never held back when she felt like she had something to say. Pearl worked with me for a little while, and she was always so quiet and so small. But I knew she was so full of vinegar. You know, that, man, I better be careful around her and be careful what I say and how I act, because I've seen that other side. So Pearl was named, so Jonathan and I were raised by our mom and dad, and Jonathan was 7 years younger than me, so I was always like his way older brother. And our mom had this great personality, and I don't know how many of you may have known her, but she's a very strong-willed Italian lady who always spoke what she thought and never would hold back. She was always very honest, but kind and nice. I mean, so Pearl very much got our mom's genes they're very similar. And our mom had a best friend, and her name was Pearl. And so Jonathan always remembered our mom's best friend, Pearl, and therefore named Pearl. So not many of you probably know that, but and this goes way back.
Don't forget Pia.
No, I couldn't. But I'll let you talk. But anyway, that's really all that I wanted to say about our family, and maybe some things that came to mind that I'd like to share with you. That and I know you knew Pearl like I knew Pearl, and like you say, very small and quiet, but yet she had the Buchignani genes from our family. So thank you for all being here.
Hello everyone, my name is Spartacus. Nova's brother. Seeing all these pictures of Pearl when she was young brings back a lot of memories of being very close with her when she was born. I was only 15 years old, and I worked with Jonathan in the restaurant, and Nova was up there every night with Pearl, and I have 2 kids of my own now that are teenagers, and Pearl was my first child. I was there every day with my sister, watching this kid grow up, living these experiences, and I gotta say, she was always an adventurous and very animated child. She loved to sing, she loved to dance, she loved to put on little plays for us and do all kinds of things like that. And so just seeing all these pictures of her very young reminds me of that. And then there was the other side of that where when she was a young teenager, all she wanted to do was hang out with her friends, and it seemed to me like her and Desiree spoke their own language that nobody else was privy to. Like you could be in the same room with them, but they would just be talking to themselves, and the adults and the younger kids were on some other plane. They just wanted to hang out and do exactly what they wanted to do. And so when I think of Pearl, I still see her as this very animated young child that was very interested in what all the adults were doing, how to get our attention, and how to work the room, so to say. You know, she loved to sing and dance, and I love and will always miss that child and the adult who she became. And I love to see, you know, her little daughter, who has a lot of the same mannerisms, you know, being so animated and so full of life. And I love seeing you all here today. Thank you so much for coming. I see people who I haven't seen in a long time, and I'm still like, oh, who's that? And what's going on? So, hey, I appreciate that. And, I'd love to give the mic to anybody else who has stories to share.
My name is Spencer Grange. Pearl was my first girlfriend. I spent almost 2 years with her right in the thick of my teenagehood. I believe she was 15 and I was 16 when we met. And like within 2 months of being with her, we were pretty much inseparable. I think I spent about 2 months going over to her house without meeting her parents. Like, I'd go in the window and we'd spend the night, and I'd get ready for school and I'd jump out the window and I'd meet her down the street and we'd go to the school bus together. And after about 2 months, you know, when I saw her parents like all the time, like she'd like have me wait around the corner and like talk to her parents. One day John just came up to me and he's like, "Hey, Spencer, you can use the door." And by my birthday that year, I was living with them, and you know, met her older brother and his crew of friends, and yeah, this small community, like everyone like knew her and raised her, and I tell you what, it was really intimidating. And I was like, I will be the best guy I can, no doubt. And like Desiree like lived with us, and Desiree became like a sister to me, and we had this tight-knit crew, and I had like such unforgettable times with her. And I was a musician, and she that was one thing we bonded over. She was playing music in school, and we played guitar together and stuff. And her father played guitar. And the first show I ever played, she snuck in and she took his guitar without him knowing, and we went and we came back. We snuck and put it back. Yeah, at the end of the 2 years, you know, I was graduating high school, and like, you know, young love eventually just crumbles, but her and her family made a huge impact in me, and I like never forgot them. I made a point as much as I could to keep in touch with Nova and send my love to her, and talk to Pearl over the years. I think the last time I spoke on the phone with her was when her grandfather Bill passed back in 2019. Yeah, she'll always remain in my heart, and those memories I had with her, you know, are unforgettable. Thank you for listening to me.
I know we have some other people in here that have some memories with Pearl. We want to hear it. Danielle, you want to say something? Come on. Come on. Come on, guys, don't be shy.
I don't have any memories of Pearl. Just as a little kid is all I really was around in her life. But just as far as a reflection of us sharing life and appreciate what Pearl has taught everybody and appreciate each other as one family. And that's what we should be learning from Pearl today. It's never going to make sense at that one part of life that we call death. It's never going to make sense sometimes. It just seems senseless, but it's part of it. And we have to accept everybody's decision making, whatever it is. And so just respect that and love each other. It's all we can support. And we're here for support.
I wasn't going to do this because I can't. This is really sad. My name is Sage, and well, before Pearl and I were even born, my mom knew her dad when they were teenagers, so it was destined to be friends. And like every other person who's come up here, I stayed with Nova and Jonathan and Pearl. In a time of need as a kid, and I have so many memories. But I think my last good one with Pearl, my last major contact was when she was in labor with her son, and I had a child of my own already, so she messaged me. And I woke to find that, and I told her, "Go to the hospital, you're having a baby." And she did. I'm a mess. Okay. So I love you, Pearl, and all of you, and I don't know where Nova and Jonathan are. I can't see. Thanks everyone for being here.
All right. I know we have some more people in here that have some memories to share. Don't be shy. Brittany. Miguel. All right, everyone. I just want to thank you for gathering here today for Pearl. We really appreciate it. She was very loved.
I'm just her moral support.
So, I've known Nova since she was really like 14, and we raised our kids together since. I just want to thank everybody for coming, and I'm going to miss Pearl a lot, and thank Nova and Jonathan for everything, and everybody stay strong if you can, okay?
Thank you guys so much.
I see some faces in the crowd that could share some memories right now. Carlos? Come up here, Carlos. There we go. I know you got some fun ones.
I got some funny ones. My name's Carlos. I don't know how many years I know Pearl, or half a year, basically. But I think one of my fondest memories of Pearl is when she comes over and she's begging me to come over to my house, but she's underage and she just wants to come over and get drunk. And I'm like, no. So, but what does she do? She goes and steals the alcohol and then comes and gets me drunk. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? I just can't never get rid of the girl. I'll wait till the end.
I was with her.
You were? Probably, yeah, every time. And who are your other friends? I don't see them here though. Sierra. And, well, of course you don't see Rebecca. We all know what happened with that one. Maybe you don't.
Anyways.
But,
Danny? Danny. All right.
I'm Ray. Wow. Wow. I wasn't real close with Pearl, but her and I crossed paths occasionally. And Jonathan said she was badass. She may have been badass, but to me, she always came off as a sweet, sweet girl. Back when we were crossing paths, I would run into her in low places, if you catch my drift. And one night, I was in Rio Negro at one of those low places, and she came in, and she was going through something that I couldn't help her with. And it broke my heart, and it made me ashamed of the lifestyle I was living. I can't imagine the pain that a parent has to feel when they lose a child. I got 2 boys back there, and I know I'd die if something happened to one of them. Yeah. Anyway, I hope that her death wasn't in vain. I hope it serves a purpose, because it should always be celebrated. And whoever came up here and said that we should love each other more, hell yeah. That's exactly what we need to do. Anyway, thank you.
How you doing? My name's Anthony. Funny thing is, I moved here in 06 when I was 13, and like there's a handful of people I remember from that time. Pearl and Desiree are one of them. And the thing is, me and Pearl, we weren't close. Hung out with you guys for like a few weeks, summer. But like, I always saw her around. We went to the same high school. But like, I don't know. Like I found out around the time she passed what happened, and I haven't talked to her since high school, like 13 years ago. But I don't know. It just hit me like different. Even though we didn't know each other very well. And so I kind of kept up with Desiree on everything, and then the other day I saw, this event. And I don't know, it's like, normally I wouldn't come to an event if I didn't know someone very well, but like, she was always someone I remembered from my past, from my childhood. And it's like, if you were like Pearl, I'd be like, I know who that is. Like, yeah, she's cool. And so yeah, I just felt like I had to be here today to show some love. I'll always remember her from middle school, and she was a lot of fun, and I'm just happy to be here, and I'm happy to see all these people here who love and cherish her, so thanks.
Hey everybody, Pearl was a very, very special person, as we all know that. You see all the pictures, beautiful woman, beautiful kid. Comes from a very strong family. I was, somewhat part of that family for a while. A lot of us were. We all hung out and stayed over at the Von Renners and had fun and a lot of good times, and I just pray and hope that, she's in peace. And that we all can learn something from this, that it is time to start loving more. It is time to be family, be part of each other's lives, regardless of any circumstance. We all live the cards that are dealt to us, and we do the best we can. I know I try to. I just pray for Nova and her family, Jonathan, everybody in this room. God bless everybody.
All right, I don't want to call anyone else out. But I want to thank everyone for gathering here today. I know everyone has busy lives. Pearl was very loved, and she still is. So thank you for everyone who came up and spoke. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoys themselves today. Nova and Jonathan, we love you. I don't know where you're all at in the crowd, but yeah.
Thank you.
My name's Noni. I'm Pearl's grandmother and Ariella's great-grandmother. I've got 4 kids and 9 grandkids and 2 great-grandkids. And I loved Pearl, and I feel like I let her down. And I think she's going to be a happy spirit, and she'll hopefully bring us all good luck and happiness and make us appreciate more every day, because you don't know if that's your last. But thank you for showing up and helping us and getting a record of all these people and everything. Thank you.
You have a favorite Pearl story?
Pearl was always so much fun in the river. She loved to go in the boat and loved to swim, and I just see her like a mermaid. She was always by the pool. She would stand in the motel, she would climb out the window and go swim in the pool. And she was always so tan because she just was always outside. She just loved being outside and swimming in the river. She loved the boats, the ducks, the fish, and her girlfriends, her friends. And she had a lot of them, and they just love her. You can see that totally, the love she made in this life. And she left a little love child, that's for sure. 2 of them, I don't know one very well, but I do know Ariella, and she's been a ball. And she's got Pearl's same spirit and creativity and vivaciousness. She inherited all of that. And then Nova, of course, is a wonderful mother, so she's getting the best mother there is. And I think Pearl knew that her little girl was going to be in good hands. I don't think she wanted to go, but maybe we don't ever want to go.
Alright, my favorite memory of Pearl was with her and her boyfriend, and they were playing music on his guitar, and it was Mac Dre since '84, and tie-dye shirt for Pearl. And Pearl, I miss you, love you, amen.
Let's see. Best Pearl story, I guess, would be when they were Ashley was little, and they used to run around the canyons together, and Pearl was just the amazing little girl. They used to have lots of fun together.
You know, I just miss her a lot. Yeah, I wish she would stop, but she could have, you know. And I don't want to be a hypocrite myself, but I'm trying, we all try, you know. Yeah, how you doing, honey?
You have a favorite story?
Me? Yeah. Of me and her?
Yeah, how'd you guys meet?
Yeah, it was kind of long. Facebook. And then on Facebook, ever since then, I just couldn't get my eyes off her. And we just locked in ever since. I met her like an hour and a half away. She was lagging because she wanted to get dressed, and I just couldn't leave. And I met her, and ever since then, we've just been together ever since.
I love her. I miss her.
Any closing thoughts?
I liked what the other guy said, that we should all love each other, you know, more. And I think that if anything, that's what her death would bring, more love.
How'd you meet Pearl?
Through John, in town. Everybody knows her in this town. And I also met her, really for the first time, was in jail, but she lives in my town, so we all know each other. Okay. And I love you, Pearl. Thank you.
Pearl was my best friend. We had a lot of memories growing up. We used to play in the pool at Nova's job at River Lane. We would do the little George Washington hairstyle. And yeah, she was my right hand.
When I could never beat her in pool. She beat me 4 times in pool over at Jonathan's. 4 times in pool, come close, I could not beat her, not once.
Yeah, it was Pearl stories, you know, got kind of too many to think of just one, but she was an amazing girl and will be missed dearly. And I hope people can learn and maybe, you know, take some away from this, but my respects to the family, and we'll miss you, Pearl.
Okay, I just saw her at Nova and Verona's birthday, and it was so sweet how she was with the kids, and how she was interacting with everybody. It was just so wonderful to see her doing that. That was just in September.
Was it a beautiful day? All the beautiful family and friends shared the love for a beautiful girl. Lots of love for our queen. And your dad came? Ariella's daddy came? Yeah. To celebrate your mama? Mama's right here. And I want to thank everyone for the wonderful outpouring of love and all the beautiful words and hugs and love. It was wonderful. Very lucky to have such wonderful friends and family. And remember the life of a wonderful girl.